up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome to the third time I've recorded this video tonight. We're going to be doing an Aya farming guide today. No, it's not that new microtransaction currency, the Regal Aya, that the community is pretty much up in arms about. It's the free-to-play Tears of the Fallen, Tears of DE, Tears of 10 cent, new stuff you can buy vaulted or unvaulted relics with at the new vendor in Maru's Bazaar. So, let's go over that. We're going to talk about what it is. We're going to talk about the best strategies to farm this stuff and what might be the best strategy for you. Because, you know, there's different ways to do it. It pretty much, they ripped all the unvaulted relics out of the game where they would drop. Basically the void bounties and like Syndicate relic packs and all that. And they replaced it with this new stuff called Aya. I want to call it just Tears because Tears sounds better than Aya. So let's just call it Tears for the rest of the video unless I forget. Alright, so get your Tears. Go over to this new NPC over here. And she's got some options for you. But don't look up here because this is the Ripoff Coins section. Here's what is for you, you little farmer. We've got unvaulted relics. So we got Lith, Meso, Neo, and Axie. All cost 1 Aya. This stuff, like I said, Aya comes from places that would normally drop a unvaulted relic. So, you know, you do a void capture mission. It's got a chance to give you a Aya instead of a relic. And you can choose which relic you want here. As far as other things that you can buy with this Aya, there's really not many options. We've got a ship skin down here. We've got a ugly Syandana, you know, of course it's subjective. And we've got, you can turn it in for 5 ducats. Potentially the dumbest thing that you could do in the entire game. So, yeah, that's an option for you. And there's also a Necroloid Glyph bundle. Hooray. Okay, so that's what you can do. A lot of this other stuff is just pretty much money, you know. Mesa Prime Noglets that cost you like $7, all this kind of stuff. So, how do you get this? Like I said, it comes from unvaulted relic drop locations, and we're going to be going over the best ones today, what's to be most worthy of your time, and also a cheese method at the end of the video, which I can pretty much guarantee will be nerfed by the end of the week, maybe the end of the month. If DE wants to actually even bother, they probably should because we're getting a lot of Aya right now. Okay. So let's start with the normal stuff, the stuff that, you know, is probably intended and that I would recommend to you. I'm going to recommend all the stuff in the video, of course, but let's first go over Syndicate Relic Packs. If you are joining the Syndicates and all that, you can turn in your Syndicate Rep for these Relic Packs. They give you 3 random relics, and like I said, they used to give you Vaulted Relics. Now they will give you Aya instead of the Vaulted Relics that used to be there before. So I turn in 80,000 Rep worth, and I get 4 packs, and spoiler alert, only one of them had an Aya in there, so it's a chance to drop. I don't think they have the relic drop rates on the websites, but we've got official drop tables for most other stuff in the game. So, yeah, this is one way you could do it. It's a good way to passively get this Aya if you're in here for the long haul, because this event will be here until the end of January. So you can hoard this stuff. Since there's 2 frames per week that'll be coming out, like first week's Nova and Mag, second week, I don't even know who it is, probably Necros and Oberon or something like that. Saren Prime will be here at the end of December. So I'd say save up your Aya, do your Syndicate missions daily if you're willing to. Like do these, that's another like couple thousand rep right there. Stacks up over time. If you're really smart, you can actually save all your Aya until the end of December when Hero Prime will most likely come out. So you can stack up all the Syndicate rep, wait until Hero Prime comes out. Go crazy with relic packs. You'll get a bunch of Aya. You'll get a bunch of Hero Prime relics. And you'll probably get some other good stuff too along the way. So that's one way you can do it. Now keep in mind, you can also technically turn in Steel Essence to Teshin. And if you get those Syndicate Medallions in Mission, we're just going to show you how you can turn those in. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know about this. But it's a good way to, like, you know, get an extra little chunk of rep for more and more relics as time goes on. Now Teshin, on the other hand, you turn in 15 Steel Essence, you get 3 relics. This is going to require you to have the Steel Path unlocked. I'm sure a lot of you guys know, that are watching the channel know what the Steel Path is, how you unlock that. But for my preferred method I'm going to recommend to you, it's actually going to involve Teshin and Steel Essence. So sit tight for that. But as far as this first one, just basically a good farming thing you could do is, you know, do your Syndicate missions every day if you feel like it, if you feel like that's worth your time. Stack up some more rep there. I got to get a couple extra ones by turning in some medallions there, and, you know, more Aya for me. So that's what you can do. You can go to Teshin as well. It's going to be up to you. Do you value Steel Essence? Do you care more about Kuva than relics, like I do? Then it might feel kind of bad to turn in Steel Essence for relics. Like, that's how I kind of feel. So I don't like doing that. But it is an option that you technically can go for. Alright, so let's start to get in some missions here and what you could run for missions. Now, keep in mind, the old way of doing this was basically just speed run void capture missions. Because the main places in the game that this stuff drops at is going to be the bounties for the open world. So we got Plains of Eidolon bounties, we got Deimos, the infested open world bounties, and we've also got the Fortuna open world bounties. These are all going to technically drop Aya, and the drop rates for them are not phenomenal, but they do technically exist. The other places besides relic packs are going to be in the void. Now, these all have basically, when you complete a void mission, you have a guaranteed drop of a relic. Well, and technically, I guess it's a small chance to drop Aya nowadays. But Ukko actually is 8% to drop a Aya now. It used to be 2 different vaulted relics. They were 6% each. You could buy that to 12.5 or whatever it was. And they've reduced that from 12.5 to 8.3 or something like that. So 4% chance less to drop the Aya to get your vaulted relic, but you can trade it in for whatever one you want. So it feels pretty bad, I'm just going to say. You know, think about it. It's a 92% chance that you're not going to get what you want when you run this mission, even if it is like 1 minute or whatever. It feels pretty bad. As far as other missions, you could try to look for void fissures. Like, let's say I'm going to run this one. I'm going to open an Axii relic. I'm going to get a relic back, or I'm going to get an Aya back, which will let me get a vaulted relic. That's a good use of your time. Opening a relic, also getting something else back. I could recommend something like that, even though it's still going to be 8%. Most of these missions have terrible drop rates. The one I'm going to recommend to you in the Void is actually called Mithra. This mission, Mithra, is going to be an interception mission. Now, I'm going to definitely recommend you bring a full squad for this, and I'm going to recommend you run the Steel Path. The reason I'm recommending you run Mithra is because basically all the endless missions in the Void have the same drop chance. It's going to start out at like 8%, I think it is. No, 9% on rotation A. Rotation B, which is usually like, well, for interceptions, wave 3, is going to be 12.5%, and then on wave 4, rotation C, 22%. So the rotations in this game go usually A, B, C. So we're going 9%, 9%, 12%, 22%. But the best part about this, and the reason I recommend this over Mott, recommend this over defense, is because the rounds on interception actually go faster than survival. Now, you could probably make defense go a little bit faster. That's going to require a much more min-max squad. This is easy. If you're doing the Steel Path, you can actually get Steel Essence while you're at it. So you get a relatively okay drop rate, and you're also going to be getting Steel Essence if you kill the Acolytes. So if you put those together, that's a lot of actual of chances of getting your Aya from one mission. And as long as you have like a CC frame, like as you see right here, I got Zephyr with the Stropha, it destroys the enemies very easily. We've got a Korra in our squad. We've got a Nezha. As long as you're comfortable defending the points, that's all that matters. You can run on Hydroid if you want to, if you're comfortable on Hydroid in a Steel Path interception in the Void. Keep in mind, nullifiers do spawn here. Someone bringing the Miter with a Neutralizing Justice augment mod could be pretty good, but I didn't really feel like we needed it here. So make sure you go at least 4 waves if you're doing this to get your highest chance at Aya, and then, just take care of the Acolytes. If you are appropriately geared for the Steel Path, it shouldn't be too difficult. This one's the one I'm going to probably be doing the most, as, it's a cool looking tile, of course. It's very straightforward and easy. Zephyr is great for this, just pulling all the enemies in, one-shotting them very easily with their tornadoes. I'd recommend this to you over Mott, honestly. Mott's got the same drop rates, but we're going to go over some other things. We're going to talk about some bounties here. Now, like I said, we got infested bounties, we got corpus bounties, we got Grenier bounties. The Cambion Drift seems like one of the best ones, which is going to be the infested open world. But the problem is, if you are someone that grinded a bunch of the Deimos open world when it came out, you might be kind of bored of this stuff at this point. So it's going to really be up to you. But as far as the drop rates, we've got the first step. Now, this is actually going to be a segue into the cheese strat at the end of the video for getting the most Aya possible. Notice on the drop table on the left, this is from the official WARFRAME drop tables. Stage A does not have Aya as a drop, period. It's only Amber Stars, Endo, and Kuva from the first step. 1,000 Endo, so that's not too bad. On stage 2 and the rest of them, they have Aya as a drop. The reason that Aya is not a drop on the first step of this bounty is because, years and years ago, when Plains of Eidolon first came out and they were doing vaulting on the bounties, people were, I guess, cheesing it, you could call it, where they would do the first step of the bounty, and they had a relatively okay drop rate for this relic, the unvaulted relic, like Loki or Ember or whatever it was back then. People would do the first step and abandon the mission, because way back then, you had to actually go back to the city to grab a new bounty. You could not grab the bounties from the open world like we currently can nowadays. So people would do the first step. It would usually be right near the door, very easy. Go back to town, reset it, get a high chance at your relic over and over again, because who cares about the rep, really? If you can see in the drop table here, they have removed that from the first step. You have to actually spend some time there to get the second, third, fourth step to get your chance at a vaulted relic, Aya. Now, with the cheese strat at the end, we'll talk about how we found a way to make that still work. But, like I said, since everyone's going to be talking about this, I'm seeing a lot of people doing this, and I've known this strat for months and months, but I didn't want to make a video on it because I didn't want to get nerfed. I think that I pretty much have to make this video at this point. But yeah, for the Cambion Drift bounties, for when Ghoul Purge is not available, keep in mind, the cheese strat's going to involve Ghoul Purge. You've got a 28% chance on stage 2, 3, or 4, or what is it? Stage 2 of 3. Okay, so some of the later steps have 28% drop chance for the Aya. Keep in mind, your frame choice will matter here, especially for the infested one. My Mesa's third ability does nothing to these infested melee attacks. So, you might want to bring like a tanky frame or something like that. But this is an option a lot of people have. Now, here's the thing that I'd say to you. Check what open world you don't have fully maxed out. Do you not have the infested open world maxed out? Do some infested open world bounties. Do you not have the Fortuna maxed out? Do some Corpus open world bounties. Same for the Grenier on the Plains of Eidolon. Make it so it's worth your time. This is the marathon, not a sprint, guys. We have this event for 3 months. Well, around 3 months. Go and make sure you're making the most out of your time playing this game by doing things that can be multi-facet farms. That's why I like the Mithra Interception so much. I can get Steel Essence, and I can get Aya, and I can get Relics at the same time. It's perfect for what I want to do with the game, which is basically get a bunch of Kuva and all that kind of stuff. I also want to get my Vaulted Relics, so I can maybe farm some more Sarens. I can farm some more Ashes and stuff like that. Make the most use out of your time. And speaking of making the most use out of time, let's go over the best strategy, the cheese of the cheese. Now, there's a caveat to this, of course, because this one is so good. Like I said, I think it will get nerfed, but it's even more convoluted than that because this is a time-limited it's a time-limited event we're talking about. This is an event in an event. Yo, dog, I heard you like events, so we got an event in your event. We're going to talk about the Ghoul Purge cheese it's pretty complicated. Well, not really, but it can sound complicated if you haven't done it a couple times yourself. So what we're doing is we are making sure that the Ghoul Purge event, I guess I'd call it, is available. That's going to be a mission on the Plains of Eidolon that is going to involve you fighting these ghouls. They're like zombie Grenier, I guess I'd call them. And what you want to do is you want to go to the Plains. Let's actually do a live interpretation of how you do this. So what you're going to want to do, you want to check your event tab up here, see if the Ghoul Purge is active. Now keep in mind, it says 20 days right there. It's not going to last for 20 days, guys. People are farming this mission hard right now because we have found the cheese. I've known about this for months, but the cheese has been released. The Ghoul Bounty will drop you Aya for 26% chance on Rotation A, Stage A, the first step. 30 seconds, you can get an Aya very easily. Now, what you want to do to cheese this, you want to load into the Plains, and you want to actually fish for a good bounty. If you didn't know this about this game, well, don't put on the Steel Path first off. You can actually reset the bounty to try to find a good first objective. And since we only care about the first objective, look at the other drop rates on these other steps. There's 8% for the second step. Not really as good as the first step, where we've got triple the chances. So stage 1, 26% chance. Stage 2, 8% chance. You want to only be doing stage 1 over and over again. So we went into the Plains. Weapons, not really a big deal. You can use Mesa, you can use Wisp, you can use Volt, you can use whatever. You can use the Naros. Just make sure you can comfortably do the bounty. The high level one and the low level one have the same drop rates. Go to this hut. And what you're looking for is either rescue the hostage, capture the target, and a couple other ones on the first step. So let's grab the low level one, see what our first step is. If we don't get one that we like, we're going to intentionally abandon the bounty. And there's actually going to be a lot of abandoning of bounties involved with this strategy. Alright, so we're looking for our first step. If it's bad, we're going to abandon. Our assassination target, not exactly the best one, but good enough that we can show in the video how this works. So we're going to fly over there. This is where Wisp and Volt come in real handy because they can make your Archwing move faster across the Plains. A high power strength Volt, high power strength Wisp, really going to make you scooting across. So this is a pretty easy one. Kill 20 enemies and kill the big enemy at the end. That's all we need to do here. It doesn't get much easier than that. So the rescue one's the best just because you can usually spawn in and just immediately capture it, and it takes no time at all. For this, we're just going to kill these guys, use our Brahma, use our Tonkors, whatever you got. Like I said, Mesa's okay for this because you can just like 360 kill everything. Zaku's good for this because they're low level enough that Zaku's 4 should one-shot them. And we've ran out of ammo. You know, we are on Sarens, we can just use our spores, right? So kill that guy. Last one. The guy has spawned, we're going to one-shot him. And that was done. There you go, there's your Aya. Now look how long that took us. It took us a minute and like a half. What you want to do now is you want to actually abandon the next step of the bounty. Since we have a good first step, we can farm this for a while. Clear ghoul burial grounds, not worth my time, not worth it for the 8% chance to drop. We're going to go over there, we're going to immediately fly away as fast as possible. Try to head towards the tent near town so you can grab the same bounty. If you grab the same bounty, the first step will be the same over and over again. Now it eventually will rotate. I believe it's like tied to the night cycle. But, you know, that's a good couple of hours of you farming the same step over and over again with a 28% chance to drop your Aya. This is the best method in the entire game, and if it gets popular, guys, it will be nerfed. So, enjoy it while you can. Like I said, I don't think that console has Ghoul Purge currently active. It's active on PC, though. If you have the time to farm it up, because this is the best way to do it. You're going to get tons of relics. You're going to be getting tons of unvaulted primes, and you might become the next Plat God, okay? As far as a daily farm that I'd recommend to you to like just make it so you're getting all the Aya you can, first, when you log into the game, this is like a step-by-step process, TLDR at the end. Log in, make sure Ghoul Purge is not active, or Ghoul Purge has not been nerfed. If Ghoul Purge has not been nerfed and is active, that is what you're doing for the day, if you want Aya, that is. So go to the plains, do what I'm doing right now, try to find the rescue target that's a little bit faster, and just do this over and over again until DE nerfs it. If they've nerfed it, here's what you're going to do instead. You're going to go and max out your Syndicate Rep, preferably on the Steel Path because you can get Steel Essence while you're at it to, you know, buy more Relic Packs from Teshin. Once you've maxed out your Syndicate Rep, you can either save it for the future when Hero Prime comes out, or whenever whenever you want to spend it, or if you want to use on Augment mods or something like that, be my guest. Once you've done that, go and check your daily Syndicate missions and Steel Path alerts. If they're worth your time, go do them. If they're not worth your time, go to Mithra in the Void, or start doing some Cambion Drift bounties, or whatever bounties you like to do, and just do that. That's going to be your best bet, guys. Syndicate Rep, Steel Essence, then bounties or Mithra. It's, like I said, you can technically still do Ukko. I'm not touching Ukko with a 20-foot pole. Ukko feels bad. Ukko feels ucky compared to before, in my opinion. And 8% is not enough for me. They did nerf it compared to before. If you add this stuff up. And honestly, overall, I think this free-to-play part of the event is amazing. Now that I see they've reduced the drop rates, I don't think it's overly generous like I used to think it is. They've made the drop rates technically lower, and that's why, you know, certain things, like I used to always run Ukko before. I'm not touching Ukko anymore. They made Ukko not feel as good for Vault Relics specifically. It's still good for currently available relics, but I'm not going to touch it. Mithra, that's where I'm going to be hanging out at. Steel Path, preferably. There's a couple problems, though. Like, certain missions, like Hepit, has the same drop rate as Sabotage. Marduk, I don't know why that is. Like, this takes, like, 5 times as long as missions like Hepit. That should probably get looked at a little bit. I feel like Mott should definitely have a little bit higher drop rates, too, because Mott's, you know, one of the hardest missions in the game. Interception is pretty cheesable, honestly. For Mott, you actually have to kill stuff constantly. You can still cheese it with Korra, of course. But yeah, I hope that you guys found this video helpful. Like I said, it's the 3rd time I've recorded it, so if I miss anything, yeah, that's bound to happen when you record a video 3 times and you don't do editing like I do. So thanks for all the support, guys. It really means a lot. Honestly, like, it's such a good feeling to come back to YouTube after being off for like a month or 2 and have you guys be so supportive. I really, really can't say enough. Thank you so much. Make sure you don't buy Aya. Don't be that guy. Like I said, buy something else. If we don't buy Regal Aya right now and we teach DE a lesson, it will be good for the WARFRAME community going forward, okay? I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for the support and take it easy. Peace.